Welcome to your daily focus for October the 5th, 2022. I think we have another harmonious day ahead of us. Let's start at the beginning. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. You guys absolutely rock. You know it. Okay, we have the 5 energy. The 5 energy is a very busy energy. So we should be busy today doing lots of things over here, over there, everywhere. It's a day when we can take on too many commitments too, so be careful of that. And it's essentially here to remind us to create joy and happiness and giggles and laughter in our life, to be creative. And actually with the planets today, that creativity can flow in a whole new way for you. We'll get to it. In the daily numerology is a 12 energy. Now the 12 energy is the hangman. He's holding back a little bit. He's thinking about the present. He's in the present. And he's looking towards the decisions he needs to make in the present. He'll also think about the things that affect that decision making. So where we need to give up control, where we need to surrender, where we need to just be in the moment and not allow the past to come into our thoughts or even projecting too much into the future. So we could be looking at the now and what we have to do over the next several weeks. I think it's that kind of decision making today, although it could be ginormous too, absolutely. Because 1 + 2 is 3, and that's planting the seeds. So we could just be starting out with baby steps, but the big project is part of those baby steps. Sun in Libra, Moon in Aquarius. So that Aquarian moon, right? It's going to make us more intellectual today. It's going to make us feel more independent, and yet we include others today. And we look at the unique. We look at the unusual. We actually kind of draw that to us. So we may think before that dream was next to impossible, but you see a very unique way of approaching it that you've never thought of before. Unusual, perhaps. And definitely creative. As far as the planets are concerned, I think the Sun and Uranus are talking today, and that's all about embracing uniqueness. Really, the Sun and Uranus getting along together, that's embracing our uniqueness. That's embracing our individuality. So we can actually find those portals, those doorways, those channels for expressing our need of change and bringing in very unique and creative ways and to progress, to go forward. So it's actually highlighted in the planets today to give us that energy to embrace that unique part of ourselves and look for unique learning experiences, unique paths, unique fill in the blank. In Uranus, it can be almost anything out of seemingly thin air. So all you have to do is be aware that you are looking for those unique pathways, those portals, those doorways. Or maybe if you're an artist or you're doing something very creative, you can channel that uniqueness into whatever you are creating, whatever you are inventing. Okay. Let's see where the cards take us. Okay, our bottom card is, look at that, the 2 of Wands. Summoning in our new adventure, our path. We want it. I can't hold the whole deck like that and really get my wrist around, so we're going to do that. Now, notice that the area we are standing in is completely barren. So there's more than enough room for that dream to come into a reality for us. We even have a box there, but the box is empty as well. So maybe there's some things we need to store away till later in order to get initially going. Maybe there's conversations you need to have. Maybe you need to sit down and look at your finances. Maybe you need to sit down and look at your time, your energy. You know, if you work a 12-hour shift, chances are before you go to work and after you come home, you're not really going to feel like doing all that much than what you've already have as obligations and commitments. And that's where the 12 energy comes in to say, okay, so I want to go in this direction. So what kind of control do I need to release? Is it the control where I make the supper every night, or I do the cleaning of the, whatever it may be? It could be very small things, but when you start delegating those things out, all of a sudden you're starting to get the resource of time back. And maybe time is a factor in something that you need to really go forward to put your focus on it, to open up that doorway for you. Okay, I'll put that card back at the bottom, and our first card out of the top is the Tower. The Tower is about awakenings. I had somebody say, I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was, but they were right on. The Tower could mean that you're winning the lottery, because essentially what this card is, now people think it's a bad card for many reasons, but because it comes in out of seemingly nowhere, and it doesn't only rock your boat, sometimes it flips it upside down. And so somebody said that winning $1 million, and think about it. If you won $1 million, how much of your life would you slice away and not ever worry about again? Talk about creating time, energy, resources. Because that's what it's all about in very unique ways. So if you haven't won a jackpot before, maybe this is, the first time ever. But I'm not telling you to run out and buy lottery tickets or anything like that. But, if you do and you do it, remember who told you you got it, okay? So anyways, but here we are, okay? And I almost see us as, we're truly spirit. So how about that's us? That ball of fire and light. Because truly that's what we are. And we break through what? The glass ceiling. This glass ceiling is something that we've put in place, or we've allowed other people to put in place for us. It's like we can only go so far. We can only go so high. And this is about breaking all the barriers. This is about stepping into perhaps something that you've always wanted to do. Or maybe it's something that you never thought of doing, because Uranus is in the picture. We got to keep that in mind. Also, with this card, something is removed from your life. Absolutely it is. But trust me when I say Spirit will never take away anything that you needed in order to go forward. So no matter what it looks like, because a lot of times this card shows up and we really don't like what happens. And usually because we didn't take care of business and we let them decide how we were going to take care of business, and we didn't like the way they did it at all. That's why we avoided doing it. This could almost be like the phoenix rising out of the ashes for you. Because we have that new moon energy. We have that uniqueness. We have so much energy around us saying that this could be a very positive card. And I usually don't say that. But it does terrify people. And the comment is so true. It could mean winning the lottery. Because how many things, do you like your home that you're in? Would you move if you had $1 million? Do you like the car you drive? Would you get a new one if you won $1 million? So things can change quite easily in our lives here, especially with that card as number 1. Expect change to happen. And you don't know how, and don't try and imagine how the change is going to happen in your mind. Just say, allow the change to happen, because it is going to move you in the right direction. Regardless of what you may have to deal with, what you're challenged with, do not worry, because it's moving you in the right direction. That is the purpose of that energy. We have the Page of Wands. Here we are. We have a completely blank backdrop. We can put anything we want there. And it's almost like we are, maybe we're in deep thought of saying thank you for everything to this point, to God, our angels, our spirit guides, the cosmos, the universe, that divine energy. Maybe we're pondering what we want to bring in, and we're doing a little prayer to bring that into being. Asking for the path to be cleared, asking for the things to show up in our reality that we truly want. So definitely a day when we want to include meditation, we want to include prayer, and we want to include dream building with ourselves through meditation, through just thinking things through, pondering it. Maybe a prayer of what you'd really like to see as your reality going forward. But this is a card that hints that you could have the best life ever that you've ever planned for in your life, to bring it forward into your reality, because the backdrop is completely barren of anything. So you can start from scratch and build it as big as you want. It's not going to impede anything. It's all yours, all that space. Just like this card. We had all that space. Now we have all that space again. And then we have the Judgment card back. If you've been thinking about what you truly want to bring into your existence, okay, and that could be a goal of losing 10 pounds. That could be rearranging your sleeping and waking hours so it works better for you. It could be that you're focusing on getting a job or getting a better job or starting a business or gaining a profession or going to school in some way. But you haven't really made any of those steps yet, okay? But you were really concentrating on, you were focusing on it. Not a lot was happening on the outside world to bring that into you, but were you working towards it? So if you were looking for a job, were you putting out 5 resumes a day and just seeing who phoned or who emailed or who texted you for a job interview? If you were looking at going to school, did you spend maybe 20 minutes a week looking at different colleges, different online programs, different mentors that you could connect with, different groups that you could connect with, different learning experiences that you could connect with in order to step into this path? This card depends so much on your focus. Yes, it has a lot to do with the work that you've put into it, but sometimes we can't see the work we've put into it. That's taken into account. So are you trying to connect more spiritually with your higher self, or with God, your angels, your spirit guides, the cosmos, that divine energy? And you've at least been doing, maybe 5 minutes of meditation every morning, and you don't really think it's helping all that much yet, and it's really hard to sit there for the full 5 minutes. But if you're consistently putting your focus on gaining that communication with your higher self, then this is when the rewards come. This is always when the rewards comes. Now, if you haven't been doing anything, well, you're going to be rewarded for just that. So you might be given a bigger platter of duties to do, so that you can work a little bit more maybe on self-discipline or your focus, your attention, putting it as number one. So I really get the Judgment card being the last card here. Is we have to kind of reflect on how much we've been working towards things and how much we maybe need to up our game. And it's probably just a little smidgen, to be honest with you. But where your focus, where your attention is, where you've been striving. This is also a beautiful card if you're just one of those people that pay it forward or do those little acts of kindness, or you're in the service industry. You say, well, I'm not in the service industry, I'm a cashier. That is a service industry. Okay, the waiter is a service industry. The movie star is a service industry. And chances are an auto mechanic is a service industry. So if you've been really focused on, making the person at the end of the day happy that they've come in contact with you, that's huge when the Judgment card comes out. That's when you are really sprinkled with rewards. And if you're not doing those kinds of things now, then reach out. See if there is a hospice that needs just somebody to sit there with somebody who doesn't have any family or friends, or in a hospital. I don't know if they still have people that go in and rock the babies, but gosh, I'd actually like to do that. I just love babies. Oh my goodness, I could have had a million. Oh, did not pick the right partner for that plan to come into. And even when I was a little girl, my dad told me that one time that they asked me, well, what's going to happen? And how many kids am I going to have? I said a school bus full. Like, I wanted kids. At one time, I even looked at making not so much a summer camp, but a year-round facility for people with disabilities, where they would all have to do certain chores and earn their keep, so to speak, and work as a community, but with education involved and special education, just so for their special learning curves, so that they could be all that they could be. I looked into that. So yeah, I don't know why that came out, but it did. So I do have a lot of history with autism, and that's about 20 different disabilities all rolled up in one little tiny package with a bow on it. So anyways, judgment. Judgment is here. So really, I think the way the cards are laid, that you have to really judge yourself on this one and really look at, we have that 12 energy, so it's a perfect time to just be in the moment. Now, don't judge yourself for past, okay? What are you doing today? What are you doing today that's making a difference? That's raising the light. Maybe it's your own light. Maybe it's your own energy, your own frequency, but other people's. You just smile at somebody, you've automatically done it. You've raised both of your energies just with a simple smile. People do not smile these days. I get a lot of weird looks because I walk around like this all day. Why wouldn't you smile? When those little things happen in life, I just say, oh, life is so good. Life is wonderful. Life is grand. And you know what? The more you do that, the more beautiful life gets. I kid you not. It's in your words. It's in your thoughts. When you sit there and you go, oh no, I might be homeless. Well, chances are you might be then. Because that's what the energy that you're inviting in just by thinking it, not even saying it aloud. So careful. Stop, stop, stop. Cancel, cancel. Delete, delete. Costs nothing to try it. It's not like I'm telling you, give me $100 and I'll tell you, and all I tell you is, stop, cancel, cancel, delete, delete, and you're like, oh, thanks a lot. But really, and it's hard to do, okay? That's the thing. Everybody would do it if it was easy, but it's hard to do on a continuous basis. I know the amount of training I've given myself to do these things, and still I have to yell, delete, delete, stop, stop, cancel, cancel. And sometimes I forget to say it. So it's the consistency and building up that consistency and that repetitive. Today my boss is going to love me and compliment me. Try that for a week. See what happens. We have the Black Jaguar, the Old Soul. Oh, I didn't do a mantra card. I guess I wasn't supposed to do a mantra card. What should our mantra be today? Because they didn't even hint for me to do that. And the deck's right there. I saw it. Life is great and getting better every step. How about each step I take, life gets better for me. Better and better and better. Each step I take, life gets better. Each step I take, life gets better. There we go. That's the one. Okay. Black Jaguar. The Old Soul. So walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. You really, really do. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. I kid you not. I did not have that card laid out. You saw me shuffling, hopefully. I did not have that card laid out, but that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling about today. It's about our thoughts. It is about our actions, absolutely, because we can't just stare at something and give it the focus and not do anything about that focus that we have on it. Of course, it's doing things. But walk through life with confidence and grace. Walk through life with confidence, Know that you've got this. Know that, oh, please believe that you are deserving, that you are worthy. And build that confidence within yourself. Believe in yourself. Know that you've got this. Raise yourself up. And when, just talking like that, I can feel myself being lifted. So go in the mirror and give yourself a pep talk about just how great and incredible you are. Seriously. We're really good at bashing ourselves. We're really good at that. Oh, I'm always late. Oh, I can't believe how clumsy I am. We say these things all the time without even thinking about it. Things we wouldn't even tell our best friend in their worst moment. We tell ourselves. We can beat ourselves up so much better than anybody else in the world can. We don't need anybody else to tell us our flaws. We're really good at pointing them out to ourselves at all times. So, walk through life with confidence and grace. You have the power from beyond the world. Don't you? You absolutely do. Focus on what you really want. What is your best life ever? Focus on it. Give it your attention. You can create your dreams. You can create your dreams, and we are going through a time when we'll actually see a little bit of traction when we do try to create our dreams and bring them into reality. So until we meet again, remember, I do love you.